So, basically, well, I more okay. In a way, when I picture myself talking about PTT, like step by step PTTS timeline, I felt like I would go back a little bit. Don't just start on January 2012. Okay, I just need to point out another thing before I start. On episode 2, I point out that my father passed away on December 2021, but I accidentally, when I was watching that video, episode 2, I accidentally say December 2011. So for those who have watched that episode and hear me saying that it was an accident, I meant to say December 2021, not December 2011. So he passed away on December 2021. Like I was saying, especially at episode 2, that was, I kind of like, in a way, it felt like I was being rushed because I have a lot of things that I couldn't hold it in anymore that I have to say. Well, episode 1 and episode 2, both episodes is like the things that I just couldn't hold it in anymore that I have to say. So kind of like, in a way, it is, both episodes in a way it felt like it's being rushed and because of having the things that I couldn't hold it in it anymore that I have to say. Okay, okay, back to step-by-step PTTS timeline. Okay, so I just want to point out that on 2002, back in my high school year, on 2002, I got accepted as a journalist of the Beachcomer. That is considered as a really important thing to me because it is beating overwhelming odds for that to happen. I don't know what you might like, what the argument on that is like, but I don't know about that. But to me, it is beating overwhelming odds to able to be accepted as a journalist of the Beachcomer. And kind of like, in a way, it was around my sophomore years. Well, kind of like, in a way, like, I just keep it at, for 2 years I have that journalist position. I wanted to push the situation because it's already beating overwhelming odds to be accepted as journalist. So I'm just gonna keep it for that. So 2002 and 2003, like, if for some reason you want to make an investigation on that, I mean, I don't know, like, I feel a lot of things could have worked out better if I have more support, like, what if, like, the Mission Bay High School give me some support, or like the Beachcomer give me some support and things like that, or like the Mission Bay High School yearbook department give me some support. They have a lot of memories, like a lot of history of the school years and things like that. If I have connection with all of them, and it would help me out a lot, on a lot of things, you know, kind of like in a way, you know, sort of like in a way, like right now, you know, like people could argue that, you know, I'm just, I don't know, like it wouldn't, kind of like in a way, you know, like you go and buy a yearbook, you know, kind of like in a way, it would cover a lot of things that I have to go out of my way to gather you know, all those material which you could easily just bought like a yearbook and have all those material in it and things like that. So it's sort of like in a way, you know, like I felt that's why I have to point out these things, you know, I'm just gonna go with what I have, you know. Yes, having that yearbook would have saved me a lot of work and things like that, but you know, I'm just gonna go with what I have. Because I felt like it's already beating overwhelming odds to be accepted as journalist of the Beachcomber. You know, yes, I mean I did also bought my yearbook. It's for some reason I couldn't find it. Like I'm just that's why I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna go with what I have. I don't know what happened to it, and I just don't want to go there and start explaining what happened to it and things like that. And so I'm just gonna go with what I have. You know, it's like okay. So I just want to point that out. You know, it's like it was like again. Okay. Anyway, the same with I don't know. Like as for the club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club, I don't know what to. It's just hard to. It was just really like again. I have talked about this in episode 2 and earlier in this episode also. Like um, I have talked a little bit on the Mesa Multimedia Club. Right now, I'm just gonna talk more about it. Basically, I it was it was gonna discontinue, and San Diego Mesa College no longer will have the Mesa Multimedia Club if I don't take the responsibility as a club president. that was um, that was announced to me, and I remember I was saying I don't know why these coincidence happened like that. So that's how it was presented to me, and so pretty much, you know, like I remember there was a Chinese Bible church member. His name is Winston Tang. I remember it's like he was asking me, you know, like I was telling him that I got elected as club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club, and he was asking me, you know, did you want it to be elected as club president? So he kind of asked me that question, and I was telling him, you know, like kind of like in a way I was telling him that, well, I mean, basically I was saying that, kind of like in a way, like being in a conference with a crowd of people, it would have a better outcomes in a way that, than me and him, but like we were just talking one on one. I felt like that if me and him was in a conference or like in a TV show or something like that with a crowd of people watching, it would have been a have kind of like a better outcome. Like I was telling that, basically that's what I answered him his question like that. I said like, if me and you were in a conference or like in a TV show, then it would have been a better outcome, like than me and you having a one-on-one talk and there's no one around and things like that. Basically, that's what I answer his question on. So it's like, so like I was saying, I just for now I'm just gonna keep it at that for now. Like I mean, the advisor of Mesa Multimedia Club, Professor Alfonso Sabera, was saying that, I could put it on my resume, maybe it would help me out on my resume and things like that, put that I got elected as club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club. So kind of like in a way, like while kind of like we were having a meeting on like me being elected as club president. So that was something that he advised it to me, I could put it on my resume and things like that. Okay, so anyway, alright, so, okay, so it's already 1 hour. Okay, so it's already 1 hour. Pretty much, the step-by-step PTTS timeline will probably have to start on, well, I will have to start that on the next episode then, because it's already been an hour. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna wrap out what I have to say, and then I'm gonna end this episode. So, I will start talking about PTTS, the step-by-step PTTS timeline in that next episode, and also anything else that I didn't get a chance to talk about in this episode, I will talk about in the next episode. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna wrap things up. It's already been an hour, so okay, back to what I was saying. So basically that's what Professor Alfonso Sabella suggested, advised it to me that I could put it in my resume that I got elected as club president. It would give me some, you know, some criteria in a way that I have done some club presidency in my life. I think that's his advices, so pretty much. Okay, so pretty much, like, did kind of have a little bit of meeting with, kind of like just like a one meeting with the advisor of Mesa Multimedia Club, Professor Alfonso Sabetta, and one meeting with the student service counselor Carlita, and one meeting with the previous club president of Mesa Multimedia Club, Joe. I didn't get a chance to ask his last name, and also an officer, the club officer of Mesa Multimedia Club. His name is Mark. So basically, Mark, Joe, Joe and me have a first. We had about like half-hour meeting, and then Mark joined the meeting for the rest of like another half hour. So kind of like in a way, there was like half hour me and Joe, and then another half hour with Mark joined in. So kind of like one meeting on that, and then one meeting with the student service counselor, Carlita, and one meeting with the advisor of Mesa Multimedia Club, Professor Alfonso Sabetta. So basically those three meetings, and then after those three meetings, I made my decision, to take on this responsibility or not. And like I was saying, and also I have to take that into consideration, that if I didn't take on this responsibility and duty as club president, San Diego Mesa College no longer will have a Mesa Multimedia Club. So I felt like I have to also take that into consideration. So pretty much after have going, did some thinking, decision making, and I come to that decision to take on the club president position, responsibility and duty. So that's how I served it for a year as club president of the Mesa Multimedia Club from 2008 to 2011 on the decision making part. So that's how I made that decision. Okay, so like I was saying, this is the wrap up, and so once again, on the next episode, I will begin talking about step-by-step PTTS timeline. Thank you for watching PTTS. Thank you for following PTTS. I'm gonna end this video in 3, 2, 1.